Hello, hello. This is Dawn McCoy with Flourish Leadership, where I ignite your leadership to the next level. Just wanted to take a few minutes to ask you, what is your why? And as you are in a leadership role, are you considering how you are doing what you're doing? Tonight, just wanted to jump into an issue near and dear to my heart, leadership, and to talk about what we can do as leaders to be thinking always, constantly, perpetually about what we can do to create our legacy today. It is not about thinking about what we will do tomorrow. It is not about what we will do next week. It's about creating a legacy beyond that, systemic and on and on and on. You can think about leaders throughout time who have had the opportunity to be leaders in one capacity or another, and they maybe didn't think about that immediate impact that they had, but they were in one way or another making a difference to be a resource to others, be an example, be an advocate, be a resource, an ally. And so we have to think about, as we are leaders in our communities, how are we setting forth a legacy? So the mindfulness about what are we doing it and why? What are we doing to have an impact? And what is that? And how do we do that? Now, I'm not asking you to go full steam, 125 miles an hour constantly, because I think that would be actually ridiculous and counterproductive. But what would be meaningful is to make sure you as a leader are putting yourself out there to be constantly thinking about what is the way you will do this. So going about and how you near and dear with what you're passionate about, your issues, your area of focus, and what you're doing to create and sustain memorable impact in that capacity. Secondly, I would add that you need to be thinking about what you're doing to be a resource to those around you, being an ally, working together, and making sure that you're not just in a silo, but working collaboratively. I can think of examples where I have worked in the past with people, making sure to work across spectrums of diverse views on an issue, and to make sure that we are constantly thinking about ways to leverage our expertise, our awareness, and making sure that we're thinking about how we can be a resource to not only this set of issues, but maybe something parallel, maybe another set of issues that are overlapping. You get the point. But we as leaders need to be constantly thinking about our example that we can set forth by being resourceful in leveraging our allies, friends, resources, etc. Now, the third way I want to talk about leaving a legacy behind is think about when you get to that point of you are a legacy. Obviously, you have left behind some impact, made a difference, you've made something better, you've maybe changed something, and I want you to think about what would that look like. So envision what you would at the end now. And so to be mindful about how you are creating ways to be a leader has sustainable impact. Think about what specific areas, specific, that you can have a true impact, whether or not it's something like a big community project, or maybe it's a park in your neighborhood. And maybe it's just making a difference to help in your faith based organization or group to be a resource. I, several years ago, took on being a mentor and an advocate to some young people. And while I wasn't the stellar person doing all sorts of things here and there and dazzling and wowing and being able to provide unspeakable resources in a financial way, I was able to help in a one-on-one way with career development and making sure that people understood what they needed to do in a one-to-one situation. So that to me was so meaningful because I was thinking about the impact I would have long term, helping those who were becoming leaders and helping young people who were developing in their careers. So I want you to think about what you will do, about what is your why? What is going to be your legacy and how will you leave that behind? I talk about this in my Fundamentals for Leaders and 7-step process of not only having a vision and being able to be a resource and an ally and a collaborative, but also thinking of that end goal of being a legacy minded leader. We need more of these today who are thinking about how we can have a true impact. So I want to make sure that you do find information about me and follow me on social. What you can do, you can pick up a copy of Leadership Building Blocks at the ticker tape down below there at flourishleadership.com/LBB, where I talk about legacy-minded leadership, but also to think about what we can do as leaders to be mindful always about being out in front, being thoughtful, being collaborative, and most important, in our work that we do of leaving behind a legacy. So that's all I wanted to share with you, certainly to be connecting with you on many accords and to encourage you to follow me across social at Dawn McCoy Books, Sunday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can follow me on all social channels at Dawn McCoy Books. Well, until we meet again, be enlightened, be enriched, be empowered. Take care now.